we have that in common, don't we? Calming down from all the problems. The world seems to be going crazy and so much going on, and we get so much information and imagery about everything. Every part of the world is struggling and suffering, and our mind tends to spin and go in circles. And it is really, I so appreciate you all being here and making the space to really tune in and understand what is happening in our minds, what is happening in our hearts, so that we can take this beautiful energy out into the world and spread the light and spread the love from ourselves to others, right? If we don't show up for ourselves, it's very hard to show up for others in our lives as well. So we're not doing this just for our own well-being, we're doing this for the well-being of everyone around us. Feel free to share whatever is coming up for you right now so we can create a little bit more of this space of community. I really envision this place to be a nurturing, continuous, kind of like a living room situation where we do some work, but we also meet each other and get to know each other. If you come consistently, we'll create a community around this. Thank you for sharing. I recently discovered my inner voice and have found a connection after so many years of trying to ignore her. Yes, it has been challenging. Yeah, and life-changing, sorry. It has been life-changing. Thank you for sharing that, Katie. That's congratulations, first of all. Connecting with that child. You know, that child is always within us. And sometimes do you want to speak?
I was just saying, definitely, it's been there all along. It's just that I've never found a way of being able to just sit, listen, not judge, not try and interpret, just be there. So yeah,
Yes.
it's been incredible.
Yes. Yeah, just being there, you know, and that child in us, it's always there. And sometimes when we just take that time to connect and talk to that child and ask the questions like, what does that child want? You know, here I am, a grown-up. I have so many responsibilities. My life is so serious and, you know, active. And sometimes we just go, and we don't have enough time to just sit and listen, right? So when you connect to that child and ask a question like, what do I want? Still, right? There's always dreams. Dreams never go anywhere.
No.
And I think the thing about children is this immense joy that they hold the space for, and connecting to that joy. This is what this work is about, right? It's just going back and reconnecting with who we are and where's that joy and curiosity. You know, kids are always curious and they want to explore the world. And at some point in our lives, we lose that a little bit, right? So this is definitely about reconnecting with that beautiful spirit within us.
Absolutely, indeed. Thank you.
Thank you. So what are you hoping to find today?
Really, I'm really open to see what today is going to offer. I know for myself that from having quite a difficult childhood, just being able to find that inner child in me and to give her the comfort, the love, the security, the voice that she never had. And it has reduced my horrible anxiety from sort of 10 down to about 2. I feel at peace. I feel this natural feeling of just fulfilled and happy again, which I haven't felt for so long. So yeah, it's been amazing.
Yeah, the happiness and fulfillment. We're all great for that, right? So thank you guys all so much. And somebody's here for self-compassion and connecting to others. Self-compassion, what a beautiful thing. You know, and today is Valentine's Day. And as beautiful as this day is, sometimes it brings up a lot of sadness. And sometimes we expect something, or maybe we have lost someone who we loved. You know, this day can really bring a lot. And so that's why I also wanted to do it today, is because it's really a reminder that this love lives within us, and we can connect with that child, and we can connect with that grown-up who very often doesn't get enough love and care. And so I really love that you're all here on this beautiful Valentine's Day, and make yourself comfortable. That's really important so that you can really tap. We're gonna do some exercises that are not necessarily super relaxing. They're gonna be more active. So I wouldn't you guys don't lay down in your bed because number one, we don't really want to be completely out and fall asleep. We want to be semi-present for this kind of experience. So the first part is I'll tell you about myself a little bit so that you feel comfortable with me guiding you and why I'm doing this work. But also then we'll go into this journey of an exercise with your mind and meeting your mind. So that exercise is a little bit more active. I really would love for you to really get curious and participate fully and really allowing yourself to go anywhere that your mind decides to go, and your body will follow. Or other way around, your body might go there and your mind might follow. That also works. And then at the second exercise will be a little bit more internal and meditative. And one thing to keep in mind is that I have zero control over what happens to you. Zero. This is really, really important to say, because some people, if you know the kind of work that I'm doing, it's a hypnosis and neuro-linguistic programming. Now, it sounds to some people like I will just hypnotize you into something you don't want to do. Please, let me tell you, that is not going to happen. Your mind will only go to places where you allow it to go. And the deeper you allow yourself to work, the more powerful it might be. So for some of you who might be skeptical, maybe doing this for the first time or have some kind of resistance, I just invite you to open yourself up to what might happen. I promise I will not make you squawk like chickens like some stage hypnotists do. That's not what we're here for. We're here for deep internal work. And I do it with great respect towards your wishes and desires and what you might need, and very, very ethical in my work. So I look forward to guiding you with open mind and open heart. All right. So how did I get here? This is important because I have a story that I think might relate to some of you. Some of you might be in transition. Some of you might be looking for something different to do. And the work that I'm doing now came from a really personal place in my life. And I would like to share that story with you. It is quite relevant to what we're doing today. So I grew up playing piano and then turned into a concert pianist. And I traveled all over the world playing concerts, performing. And I remember those days when I would go on stage and literally tears would come to my eyes because I felt, oh my God, I'm living my dream. This is it. This is my purpose. And then something started shifting. I had many performances. I began to be a little bit burned out, but also there was this internal shift that was happening that I realized there was something else I was supposed to do in this life. And I became very, very uncomfortable. I hit kind of very, very low points in my life, and you might call it depression, anxiety, whatever it is, but it was just not a happy space. And I knew that something major was shifting. And the joy disappeared. That, oh my God, I'm living my dream. I thought I was doing exactly what I was supposed to do. I was meant to do this. This is my passion. Why do I not feel the happiness anymore? And so that started happening. And then I just was looking for what it is, but I never really got the point until one day I was performing, and suddenly on stage, I had a major brain blackout. I was performing with the orchestra, and then suddenly just everything went pitch black. I forgot where I was, what I was doing, and I had to stop, and the orchestra had to stop. And in that moment of silence, I literally remember how the whole world just came from underneath my feet. And we somehow managed to find our way back after a while and finish the concert. But I remember walking off in such panic because I realized that all this culmination, whatever was calling me and building up inside me, this energy that something is waiting for me, it felt like finally universe or whatever it was, maybe it was my own nervous system, just hit me on the head and said, you are not doing this anymore. And it was a really scary place to be in, because I realized that my mind shut off, literally, to give me a message that I am meant to discover something else that I wasn't just going to be a pianist for the rest of my life. There was something else that was calling me. So that journey, that relationship with the mind began in that space where I began to really discover practices like hypnotherapy, biofeedback, NLP, that's neuro-linguistic programming, meditation, psychedelics, so many practices that I started discovering because I realized I needed to find what was going on with me and how to rebuild that joyful relationship within myself. And also, through that process, I ended up finding a new calling. And that calling was to work with people directly, not from stage and pedestal, but really connect with them on an intimate, emotional, connected level, personal level. And so now I'm working with hypnotherapy and I'm combining it with music because music is always going to be a part of my life. But actually, music has expanded because of this work. And from classical music, I started doing loops and improvising and really tapping into more creativity than I ever thought that I even had. So this work really is what we're going to do today is just a small opening, a small doorway into what is possible and how one can completely shift a life around this work. So if you guys have any questions before we go into an actual exercise, um, if there's anything you want to ask about hypnosis or the practice or my experience, I got certified in all of those things. So you know that I'm not just doing it because I made it up. If you have any questions, this is a good time to ask before we actually get into the practice.
Nice. Thank you for making time for us to, sharing your skills. I would like to ask, what's the process like? What's how does it start, or does it begin? Or I'm not sure. This is my first time doing something like this.
Right. So the process is I will first explain the theory of how everything works. That would be our first step, and talk a little bit about our mind and how it functions and our bodies and how it functions. And then we go into an exercise that's really playful. And basically, I will just be guiding you. At some point, you'll have your eyes open, your eyes closed, but you just listen to my voice and, allow your imagination and allow your mind to just go with whatever is coming up for you. And that's about it. There's no, you're not going to be running around. You're not going to be doing weird things. I mean, it's a little weird, but in a very different way. So, but you're safe. And again, you can always adjust it to what feels right for you at the moment and just trust your body and enter it into curiosity. It's literally just envisioning and playing a game with your own mind, like pretending and talking to it and things like that. So I would like to begin with a little bit of a perspective shift, perhaps, for some of you on how our bodies and minds work. And this is very interesting because we have most of you probably know that we have the conscious and we have subconscious. And our mind sometimes, so the conscious, subconscious mind, right? And what's interesting is the conscious, which is responsible for your logic, for your reasoning, for filtering the information. It's only 5% of your entire mind. And the subconscious is 95%. And the subconscious is where we have our habits, emotions, memories, a lot of automatic body functions, right? So if you're riding a bike, learning how to ride a bike, what happens is we first learn it with a conscious mind. So we have to literally go step by step. Okay, I'm, holding the wheel. I put my butt on the chair. Now I have to balance it. And, or driving, the same thing, right? Like we have to really control and think about every single step. That's your conscious mind doing the work. And then to make your life easier, the subconscious actually learns all of those patterns and it automates it. Because if we didn't have our breathing automated and had to actually think about it, we would have a very difficult life, right? If our heartbeat had to actually be done consciously, that would be a lot of work. So really our job of the subconsciousness is to automate as many patterns in life as we can. So it's a good thing but also sometimes not so helpful. Because what happens is when we're growing up and we open our eyes and we begin to learn about the world and we look around us, we're consciously recognizing what is happening around us, and then our mind automates it. And those patterns become unconscious. And that's when a lot of our belief systems are created. And some of those belief systems are not very helpful. So, for example, if we have seen somebody arguing and one of the people responded with anger, our mind might look at that situation and decide what is the correct way to respond. And if in that moment our mind decided that anger is the right response, it then begins to automate that response in many other aspects of our lives. And that happens for years and years and years, right? We get influences from our teachers, from our parents, our caregivers, just the environment we're in, if it's a peaceful environment or not. But our entire system learns and automates. So the job of the subconscious mind is really to keep us safe. So we want to belong in the society, when we want to be loved, we want to be accepted, and sometimes we learn the patterns of what we need to do in order to feel loved, right? So for example, very innocent kind of example, but if you're in a playground and you're a little kid and your mom, without meaning anything harmful, tells you, hey, you really need to share that toy with everyone. And you really don't want to share that toy with everyone, right? Like that's your toy. You really don't want to. But your mom says, no, it's about sharing. So what are you learning in that moment? Oh, I do not come first. I have to take care of others. Even if I don't want to, this doesn't feel good in my body. But because I want to be loved by my mother and I want to be accepted in this society, I will share this toy now. And there are different aspects to it, right? Of course, we need to find ways to belong into society. But a lot of the times, there's so many of those patterns where we don't listen to what we actually want that often becomes quite toxic for our system. So this is what we're working on, is we're looking at those patterns back however many years, whatever things happened in our life that began to automate those kind of responses, that maybe began creating some kind of resentment or pain, or like with our brain, thinking patterns. For example, I love this. I had this recent experience. I have two sons and they had a performance at school. And my son has no idea what nervousness is before stage. We never talked about it. We never bring it up. He has no clue what that is. And so he's excited. He's going to perform for the first time. And the teacher is standing in front of everyone and in the auditorium and says, let's welcome our kids and really give them support because they're so nervous right now. And when I heard that, I was like, just when she said that, she planted a seed in all of those kids' minds that they should be nervous. And this is what I'm talking about. Sometimes people want to do well by giving us some kind of advice, but we end up with these piles and piles and piles of information that when we really look at it, sometimes it's really not helpful, right? And then we go back years and say, oh, why am I so nervous going on stage? Well, we might have forgotten that the teacher said that, but it got instilled in our subconscious mind, and we don't even know that it's there. So imagine that on a big scale, right? With our work, with our love life, how many of those messages have been really instilled in us that just no longer work for us? So it's time to update the systems, right? And look into seeing, okay, what is really going on and what is mine and what is not mine. And of course, it begins with the mind, right? Because our mind is constantly chatting with us. It's those voices. It might be that teacher's voice. It might be a parent voice. And sometimes just simply is asking, is this even my voice? Or is this something that my mother or father or teacher or partner said to me that I don't even believe in? Right? But we almost never take the time to create that kind of relationship with those voices. So really imagine, what if the brain can be retrained to actually reflect who you are right now? Just think about that. What if the mind could be retrained to actually reflect who you are right now? Right? So today we practice that. We really begin that conversation. And then, of course, the work is on you afterwards, right? To continue building that relationship. The moment you observe the pattern and you recognize that that pattern no longer serves you, you're no longer living inside the pattern. You're looking at it from a different perspective shift. So now I will ask you to share in the comments, please. I will ask you a couple of questions and just reflect on those. And again, if you really don't feel comfortable sharing here, please write it down for yourself, because that's for you to really start diving into this relationship. Okay, the first question, and I will actually paste them in the chat. Second. All right, first question is in there. If your mind showed up as a separate character, shape, or presence, what would it look like or feel like? Thank you for sharing. And the other question, the next question is, how would you describe your current relationship with this inner character? Is it supportive, tense, chaotic, cooperative, distant, overwhelming, loving? How would you describe your current relationship with this inner character? Thank you for sharing again. And if you could retrain this inner character in one way, what would you want it to learn? Maybe slowing down, trusting you, soften, encourage, pause, breathe, collaborate. If you could retrain this inner character in one way, what would you want it to learn? Trust me. Thank you. And last question. What is one automatic pattern your mind runs that feels ready for an update? Computers get updates. We need an update. What is one automatic pattern your mind runs that feels ready for an update? And with that information, I invite you now to connect with your mind and become aware of it. And we're going to create a really, really playful, fun experience with this next exploration. Now just close your eyes and tune in. Tune in to your body. Notice how it feels and really just listen. Take a deep breath in and exhale twice as long. And really listen and tune in. And when you think of the pattern that you just mentioned, notice what voice or voices inside your head begin to show up. Closing your eyes and really tuning in and noticing what voices begin to show up when you think of this pattern that needs an upgrade, an update. And what is this voice saying? Is it loud? Is it quiet? Is it fast or slow? And is it even your own voice, or do you recognize someone else in it? Now notice where this voice seems to be located in your mind. Is it on the left or the right side of your head? Or on the front or the back? See if you can locate it somewhere very specific. And now I invite you to imagine reaching in with your hand and actually grabbing that voice and bringing it outside of your body. Imagine that that voice actually had a form or a shape, and bring it and grab it and place it outside of your body and place that on the top of your palm. Just put your palm out and put that voice on top of your palm. And gently open your eyes. And now look at this creature. Does it show up as anyone you know? Maybe it's a character or a shape or a figure, an image. Notice all the details. What does it sound like? Does it have a texture? What size is it? What form does it take? And once you can see it clearly, now is the fun part. Let's begin to transform it. I invite you to change its shape, its color, to something that feels lighter, more joyful, happier, ridiculous, hilarious. Change its character, change its personality. And now play with its voice and see if you can speed it up really, really fast, or maybe slow it down a lot, dramatically. Or maybe now adding some ridiculous track to it, some circus music. Make it really absurd. Make it funny. See how much fun you can have playing with this voice in your own mind. You can even make it sound like Donald Duck. Have fun with this. Your brains are so powerful, they can make up all this crazy stuff. And now begin to notice how your relationship with that voice is already begun to shift. What about it feels less serious right now? What feels less convincing? And now spend a moment having a conversation with this voice. We know that every internal voice has a positive intention. So let's ask it. What are you trying to keep me safe from? Asking your voice, what are you trying to keep me safe from? What is your positive intention in talking to me the way you do? What is the positive intention? What do you want me to notice? And what do you actually need? And now ask yourself, what would you like to do with this creature that is sitting on top of your hand? Do you want to maybe put it in your pocket? Or give it a hug? Or shrink it down? Let it dissolve? Place it somewhere safe? Think about what would feel good to do with this little creature. And just listen to what comes up. And now, imagine doing exactly that. You can actually physically do exactly that if that feels appropriate. So go ahead and do it. And take a deep breath in. And just notice if anything has already begun to shift. There's no need to name anything, just notice. When you imagine your mind as something separate from you, what suddenly becomes possible? And I invite you now to rub your hands together and create some energy between your hands. And breathe in and breathe out. Rubbing your hands together. And now hold your hands in front with your palms facing up. And begin by noticing the space between your hands. Now gently expand your awareness to the space between your fingers. Between each finger. Between your fingers and your thumbs. attention soften into that space. And then back into the space between your hands. Notice how awareness can move without effort. Now become aware of the space around your hands, the space in front of you, the space behind your hands. As you stay aware of that space, very slowly lower your hands until they rest comfortably on your thighs. And as they settle, allow your eyes to close. And now begin to notice the space between your hands and your elbows. The space between your elbows and your shoulders. The space across your shoulders. Now bring awareness behind your eyes, the space behind your face, behind your mouth, behind your ears, and just resting awareness there, effortless. That's right. Begin to notice the space between breaths, the pause after the inhale, the pause after the exhale, the space between thoughts. And now simply notice the space between who you've been and who you are becoming. A wider perspective. And from this place, allow yourself to recall one moment of joy, any moment, small or big. Notice how joy shows up for you. An image, a sensation, a warmth, a lightness. Let that awareness expand gently into appreciation, into gratitude. And now bring awareness back to the space around your hands, your body resting here, feeling more present, more integrated. And allow your body to move in any way it wants to. Maybe it's a stretch, a breath. When you're ready, we're going to open your eyes, and I will ask you to follow a code or a link that you will see in front of you. This is a place for the next steps of reflection. Opening your eyes, connecting. I invite you to stay in the space of dreamy state, as you follow the next steps. And taking some minutes to reflect on the questions there. It's an exchange that helps us see where you are so that we can guide you in the future journeys. It is also a space for you to really tap into how you are feeling right now, and you will receive a copy of everything you write. We don't share this information with anyone, so feel free to share with us and with yourself. The questions there are, right now, what is different in your relationship with your mind? What did you notice about the voice within you? If you could respond to that voice differently next time, what would you say or do? As you're in the state of relaxation, this is where you begin to build a beautiful, connected, healthy relationship with your own mind. What do you already begin to notice that is different? Just noticing. Be here for a couple of minutes to just reflect, and please take the time to really answer those questions deeply, really tapping into it and noticing. As you continue to reflect, connect with your breath. The breath will guide even deeper work and relaxation. One breath that I really love is the one that you inhale for 4 counts and exhale for 8. So just incorporate that while you integrate and while you reflect and while you write your answers. Inhaling for 4. Exhaling for 8. So much. As you take another deep breath in, this is a time I really would love to share If anyone wants to share what the experience has been like, if anything came up that you would like to talk about.
It was almost like the top of my head disappeared, and it was like my soul could almost come outside of my body. It didn't feel trapped anymore. That when we were talking about, when you were saying about the space around your hands, it was almost like my soul felt bigger than my body for a change rather than the other way around. It was really, really calming and just really peaceful. It was lovely. It felt free and sort of gentle again. It was really incredible. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Thank you. Oh, I'm getting goosebumps. I love that. There's this incredible sense of, we are bigger than our body. And I love that you said that we're so much bigger than our mind,
Sure.
Yeah,
absolutely.
And when we feel it, we begin to tap into it, And now imagine coming back to this feeling over and over and over and over again.
Yeah.
And you know what's fun? This feeling that you have right now, you can anchor it in, and your subconscious mind and your body is so intelligent that it will just keep doing it because, as you remember, it automates. So, same way that we learn how to ride a bike, you can create this feeling coming back into your body over and over and over again. How cool would that be?
Definitely. Oh, yeah.
Right? You feel it already. I can
Definitely.
see.
Yeah, that's extraordinary. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Anyone else want to share?
And I start my self compassion mindful class before, and when I when I was doing somatic experiences with the meditation, I just realized a couple weeks ago there was a judge in my mind with stick, and there was a little girl, and I just realized that the judge was trying to protect me from something. And when you before, my mind always used to talk to me so bad. He always say, "You are not gonna heal, never. Everything is gonna be the same, even if you heal." Um, I mean, you cannot heal at all. But right now, at this some point, you are not the first session I attended. I have also long term classes online. And whenever it happened right now too, that's what I said, I dissociate. And right now it doesn't tell me you are not gonna heal. It just start to tell me not now. So wait. And my nervous system goes back to the same pattern instead of using my own resources. And I don't know how can I when we were doing this exercise, I was about to cry or I was about to release, and then I again went back to numbness.
Thank you for sharing that so much. I would love to work with that a little bit one-on-one with you because from what it seems like to me is there's something that you can get to where it needs a little love and healing to break through. Because when we go into certain pattern, we sometimes circle, 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 and we just need like hamster, right, in a wheel. I always like that, like hamster in a wheel. That's what our mind is doing, right? Or maybe there's a somatic, maybe it's somewhere in your body, right? Because it's not just the mind work, it's our body.
Yeah.
There might be some kind of energy or some kind of pattern that just goes blah, 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 right? And sometimes all you need to do is show it a new pathway. And it literally comes out of this circle and says, oh, I didn't notice that before. It's just a slight hint of a different perspective, maybe even rephrasing, like even how this is so important, guys. Like, if you take anything out of this class today, is begin to notice how you actually talk to yourself inside and about yourself. Like when you just shared with me, right? Notice what you actually said. Every time we say phrases like, I cannot heal, what are you doing? You are reprogramming the same pattern. So just for a second, imagine that you began to say, I am healing. Can I ask you to say that right now to yourself?
I'm healing.
Okay, and now notice what shifts in your body. Just say it over and over again. I am healing now.
I am healing now.
What do you notice shifting in your body? What does it feel like to say that?
Healing. I am healing now.
And take a deep breath in and breathe into these words, really allowing these words to enter your body with truth. And notice what's coming up. Notice anything that's coming up. Is there acceptance? Is there resistance? Is there a shift?
Resistance. Yeah,
Yes.
resistance, like my mind. Because
Okay. So now stop. I want you to stop right now. This is a very, very important moment. We learn how to stop what we say. So I'm teaching you right now you were about to share something. And this is a very, very important moment. I want you to think and look, what am I going to share right now? And is that positive? Is that good for me? Is the way that I'm going to phrase this phrase right now, not because I don't want to listen to you, but because I'm teaching you where to stop this pattern, right? We want to go and, but because blah, 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 and, we start coming up with all of these excuses and reasons and thoughts, right? It's like, oh, because blah, 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 right? Stop the pattern. That's your only work, is stopping the pattern, noticing, oh, I'm about to speak really fast about something. Can I allow myself to tap into this? Can I just listen to what is happening in my body right now, this second, as I'm about to say something like that? Can you shift the state of the body and just breathe into it? Right? That's the process. That's the beginning of the relationship, and that's the beginning of unfolding of these patterns, when we notice something and we just stop it. And then the next step is the question, how would I rather want to speak to myself? How would I rather want to feel? And imagining that. And so what are you doing? You're creating a brand new pathway for your mind to follow. And the mind says, what? I could have done that? What the hell? Seriously? Like, that's okay? That's okay to follow a path that is actually good for you? That feels good. Well, I'm going to keep that. Why? Because that's actually saving you. That's actually protecting you. And your mind is not your enemy. It's your protector. You just have to show it how you want to be protected. So are those spinning thoughts protecting you? No.
I stopped, yeah.
Yes. Does that make sense? Do you see where this is going? Right? Do you notice?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's the work. And the fun part of it is becomes easier and easier every single day. You're just like, oh, yeah, that's the shitty thought. Okay, bye. I don't want you. I'm healing now. That can be your anchor. Every time you notice something that's disturbing you from your peace, I am healing now. Oh, resistance is coming up? No, 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 no. Mm-mm. You have no place here. Mm-mm. We're not resisting anymore. We're welcoming. What does it feel like?
Anger.
Mm-hmm. So talk to the anger. Where are you coming from, anger? I notice you. I see you. I'm angry. That's okay. What's the positive intention in this anger? What is it showing you?
Fairness. And second thing, I guess, I want to be seen.
Mm-hmm.
And I never be seen. I never was.
Right.
Instead of
So can you offer that compassion to yourself, and can you close your eyes right now and imagine yourself being seen? What does that feel like? I am being seen. Allow yourself to be seen right now. We're watching you right now. You are being seen. You're being witnessed. As we're watching and seeing you and noticing and feeling with you and supporting you and loving you. Allow yourself to be seen right now.
I'm being seen.
That's right. Just breathe into this. I'm being seen. And I'm healing. Now coming back to this state over and over again, over and over again. And every time you notice something that is not this, you interrupt the pattern. And you come back to I'm being seen. I am seen. I am healing.
I'm being seen. I'm being seen.
And just notice what happens in your body, the shifts that take place already.
I am being seen. I am being seen. I'm being seen.
What do you notice shifting? Can you describe the feelings that are shifting in you right now?
You know what? Instead of like, I don't know if I was like, I was a child of very dysfunctional family. So instead of protect me, they were always victim blaming to me and to be accepted. That's why I guess my nervous system shut down this summer.
Yeah.
Just to be accepted. I pretend to be okay.
Mm-hmm.
Or I pretend the way they want me to be. Even I didn't let my anxiety out or cry. So
Well, take this moment and cry, right? And allow yourself to feel whatever is coming up. It's okay. And you're being seen and supported in this process. There's a lot we can do. Our minds and bodies are really, really powerful, and allowing this release to happen right now for you is a huge step forward. You're allowing your system, you're accepting your system to react how it wants to react, and welcoming and saying, this is what's needed right now because I am healing through tears. I'm healing through these emotions. So I would just ask you to reach out to me, okay? Yeah, because I'd love to guide you more and really release whatever is happening, okay? And just whatever is coming up right now, take a day today to just really allow that to take place. It's okay. Just allowing it to take place.
can I close the camp?
Yes. Yes. Thank you. Let's all take a deep breath in. we all relate to each other in many ways. We all can tap into each other's pain and suffering. We all need to separate ourselves from everyone else's pain and suffering. And coming back to what is ours, yes, we have very similar processes that we go through in our lives. And part of the learning is how to come back to ourselves. So I invite you now to go back to you, to your body, and just deeply breathe in whatever is coming up for you right now. I would like to tell you a little bit about the work that I do. And today, instead of talking about it, you've witnessed a little bit of that process. And I work with anxiety, with stress, with lack of joy, with frustrations in life, with stuckness, with feeling lost and not knowing where's that joy, and there's a lot of pain. And releasing that pain is very important because it creates new space for creativity, for enjoyment. So I would like to invite you guys. We now have these sessions monthly, and we have 2 dates for each theme. So the next one's going to be in March, and that's about feelings. This is a great one, after today, to show up to the next one in March, because we're going to be processing a lot of somatic work and how do we deal with big emotions, big feelings, and where it sits in our bodies. And then in April, we're going to be talking about the 3 brains. We have 3 brains: the mind, the heart, and the gut. So how do we align all 3, so that, and the conscious and unconscious, how do we actually align all of that? And then in May, I wanted to do something about, it could be either stage anxiety or performance anxiety, or sometimes it can be some space in your life where you're not able to speak up and really speak your truth. So that's going to be the May one. And then June, we'll finish this series with joyfulness, and how do we allow ourselves to have the pleasure, to receive the pleasure of life, really in everything we do. Even washing dishes, right, can be so pleasant if we allow ourselves to do it that way. And so you guys can click on the QR code. It's going to take you to the collection on Eventbrite, and you can look at the dates and see what's resonating. And because you all showed up today, I'm offering you a free call. Now, this is for really looking, it's not for deep work. Okay, for deep work, I will send you a different Zoom. But if you feel really connected and you want to dive into something much deeper, please follow the email. You will have the information on how to sign up and really dive into this work. And if you just want some clarity, then I'm offering this 30 minutes Zoom call with me. It's not a session per se, but it's more of really clarifying where you are right now, where you want to be, and how do we actually get you there. That might mean working with me. That might mean me referring you out to somebody, or maybe sending you materials that might be helpful for you, whatever it is. So that's the clarity call. So you can just scan that link and save it for yourself to schedule your time. And if you're interested in more of what Inspo Journey is all about, we offer a lot of different things, but you can just go on the website and read about it. There's a lot of music, and these kind of practices aligned together. We're building retreats, we're building programs. Everything is brand new, so please share if this is something resonated with you. Come back or get in touch with me. We're really trying to build a big community around this work, and just really benefiting people, emotional, mental, psychological, somatic levels. And music, I love music. So, and speaking of music, let's just take these last minutes to settle back in and take another breath in. just tuning into the experience. And now just imagine yourself out into the future, whatever feels right for you right now. Walking confidently. Maybe it's 2 days from now, maybe it's a month from now, maybe it's 6 months from now. But you see yourself walking with confidence. Your shoulders are wide open. You're breathing deeply. You're completely connected with everything you want in your life. You have been building a beautiful new awareness relationship with your mind. And it has been treating you exactly the way you want to be treated. It's been giving you support, kindness, compassion, support, love. Notice what that feels like to be walking with so much acceptance of everything that comes into your life, including the anger, including the frustration, including the pain. All of that is a part of being alive. And you navigating it with confidence and joy and acceptance. Notice what that feels like in your body to be exactly the way you wish. And breathe. And notice what is shifting. So we have some time for sharing or questions or reflections or anything you want to.
I'd just like to say that I am truly in awe of what I've witnessed tonight. I've witnessed not only a deep feeling within me, but also watching your work and rescuing another very, very hurt inner child in this session. And I felt privileged to watch that. I really did. I'm a counsellor by trade, and I see similar things every now and again. I don't see something as complete as that. That was really phenomenal for me to watch, and to watch you working there. Thank you. Thank you so much.
I really appreciate that. Yeah. Thank you. I also appreciate everyone. And when you have your camera on, I am so grateful for you also, because I have to anchor on the face to do the work. So I send that gratitude back to you for being present, fully present. I really appreciated that as well. So that helps me tremendously to guide and really feel and sense and respond. So I appreciate that.
Thank you so much. Really appreciate that. Thank you.
All right. Well, we'll call it a day. Thank you all so much for coming, and see you soon. Bye.